Man, the market looks really good right now. I can't complain about where things are at. And hopefully this is something that continues through the day and into the weekend. And what I have to say is that we actually just hit the highest levels we have seen in the last 90 days. And this isn't price, but this leads to some exciting price. And what I want to talk about is, what we need to expect next as altcoin holders. There are going to be some very distinct signs that you need to pay attention to that could mean that we are going to see a lot of retail adoption take place. We're going to talk about all that and more in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So obviously when BTC is doing this, it's very easy to get excited. And yes, we're seeing a lot of pumps throughout the crypto market. Basically right now, when we look around the crypto space, the only assets that are red over the last 24 hours are stable coins. That's not really surprising because what you're seeing is kind of a mass exodus from stable coins back into assets in the market. That's why we're seeing USDT dominance drop off the way that it is. It's why we're seeing USDC dominance drop off and do the exact same thing. It's because people are starting to get a lot more confident in the crypto market. It's why we're seeing the crypto fear greed index reach this greed phase. That's 67, a level that we haven't seen since earlier this year. So times are in fact beginning to change just a little bit in the crypto market. And the biggest thing I will say here is we've actually hit the highest amount of crypto search traffic in the last 90 days. That's a pretty big deal. Now, when retail is paying attention, when people outside the space are Googling and searching up crypto, that's usually a sign that they're at least in that research phase and they're considering moving their money into the crypto markets. Now, what I will say here is, although we've hit the highest level of search traffic in the last 90 days, if we look at the last 12 months, we're not even close. All right. If we look at the last 5 years, not anywhere close to those highs of early 2021. So what we're seeing is that retail is still lagging so far behind while we're actually on the verge of potentially setting new all-time highs in the total market cap of crypto. This is a good thing because the more confidence there is in the market, when you have capital in the market currently moving back into assets and it creates these pumps, it creates a lot of FOMO and it can trigger adoption. All right. What I will say is that right now, top 200 free app downloads, not a single exchange app, not a single crypto app, no Robinhood, no Coinbase, no Binance, nothing on there. So we're basically gearing up for potential adoption to take place in the next month or two. Now, why I'm saying that, and guys, this could frankly be like a week or so. We could next week see big adoption take place. Not saying that's going to happen. And I'll talk about why here in just a moment, but we're starting to see a lot of news pop up surrounding crypto. All right. Crypto embrace, crypto legislation. Obviously, next week has been dubbed Crypto Week, not by us, but by members of Congress. Lots of crypto legislation trying to make it through the House and Senate next week. You're going to see a lot of news coverage surrounding crypto as we progress into next week. For example, Bitcoin passes Amazon to become the 5th largest asset in the world. The noise is getting very loud, but unlike what we've dealt with in the first part of the year, it's good noise. It's embrace noise. It's big push noise. That is where you start to see the masses once again pay attention after they haven't really been paying attention since all the way back in 2021. Now, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice, and who knows what that means for price. We've obviously talked about where the crypto market could potentially be headed towards in this market cycle. We're talking about, somewhere in that $10 to $12 trillion range. We're at a $3.62 trillion market cap right now. In terms of the total total two, we've talked about being somewhere in that 7 trillion range. It's at 1.28. So we still have a long way to go, a long road of adoption ahead. And guys, it hasn't even started yet. I think that's one of the most fun things about that. Right now, you're seeing institutions just smash the buy button. Again, like I talked about in several other videos today, we had the second largest day of accumulation on both the Bitcoin and Ethereum side. That's a huge sign. Over the counter balances dwindling. And one of the most fun things about this is we are all going to get to witness something that we have never seen yet in the crypto market. And that is a huge supply shock. Okay. We have all been here, or not all of us, but most of us has been here since at least 2021. Some people well earlier than that. And during that time, apart from enterprises and institutions, we have not seen, and governments, I guess, as well, we have not seen much in terms of new retail adoption. So all you've seen is a very limited pool of assets just get bought and bought and bought and accumulated and accumulated and accumulated, while Everybody outside the space not paying attention. So what that means is that, again, there is less supply to go around than there was back then. There's less supply to go around than there was back in November. I hope this is starting to make sense for a lot of people. Obviously, the bears have gotten pretty quiet. I'm sure there will still be some that pop up and say that, nothing's going to happen. And that's fine, because eventually it's just that simple. Supply runs out. With the same demand, price moves easier. You hit highs, you get adoption to take place. And some of the biggest signs that I think people need to be paying attention to are if people know you're in crypto, if they start asking you about crypto. It's been a while since I've had people actually walk up to me and ask me, at work and places like that, and ask about crypto. It's been quite some time. I saw this all the way back in early 2024. I saw this in late last year as we were getting into November. There was definitely people that had questions, but it's been quiet for about 8 months or so. It's going to get very loud again very, very quickly. That is the biggest thing that you guys need to prepare for, pay attention to. I hope everybody took these opportunities to accumulate, because where there is the largest upside right now is obviously altcoins. Obviously, this isn't financial advice, but it's very simple. The deeper we get in this cycle, the less ROI there is on BTC. Although these big entities are accumulating, Bitcoin has gotten to the point where it's so large. It's a $2.3 trillion market cap. It takes that much more to move the needle. Enterprises start looking outside the box. Retail looks outside the box. They want more for their money. They want the stuff that moves faster. And what is moving faster? Altcoins. They're moving faster right now, and it only accelerates as we get into FOMO, as we get into adoption, as we get into the optics outside the space. So this ball is starting to roll. And it's a question of, do we have any more, hang-ups as we roll downhill, or does this thing just start rolling faster? I need to remind everybody, we're not in QE. We don't have rate cuts yet. There's still obviously some economic concerns, but stuff is quieting down abroad. People care less about tariffs now. Just for example, if you caught some of my other videos today, we talked about this new 35% tariff that is being imposed on Canada, was announced later yesterday. Nobody cared. And the market pumped, and we're higher than we were at that point. So this thing is rolling. The question is are you prepared for what comes next? Because guys, I don't think it's very long before we're talking about prices well beyond here, where we're talking about adoption levels well beyond where we're at currently. And it's not in the not so distant future. We're probably going to be talking about mass adoption once again. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Whoa.